Iris hadn't been home in 11 years. She came back because her father was dying, and because her mother had written to say, "He's asking for you, and the harvest is in 2 weeks." She didn't understand why those two things belonged in the same sentence until the train pulled into Wenham Holt and she saw the corn dolls hanging from every lamppost. The fields were already green gold. 2 weeks early, here she remembered, the corn ripened when it was wanted, not when it was due. She'd promised Sam 3 days. Her phone had lost signal somewhere past Doncaster, and she hadn't bothered to send a second message. Her mother met her on the platform with a smile that did not reach her eyes. They drove past the old church, past the standing stone the council had tried twice to remove and given up on. In the field beyond, the Scarecrow had been changed. Tall, the straw bound tight against the crossbeam, the burlap face freshly stitched.
That's a big one this year.
It is.
Her mother said.
It needs to be.
Her father was upstairs in the front bedroom, thin as a bundle of reeds, his hands folded on the coverlet. He opened his eyes when she came in.
Iris.
His voice was a paper rustle.
You came.
Of course I came.
He looked toward the window, where the field showed gold between the curtains.
Don't go out at night. Promise me.
Dad.
Promise.
She promised. Downstairs, her mother was setting bread and tea on the table. The kitchen smelled of yeast and old smoke. On the dresser stood a small corn doll, upright in a saucer of salt.
How long has he been like this?
Since last harvest.
A year? He gave more than he should have.
The land remembers who pays.
Iris set her cup down carefully.
Mum.
Don't mum me. You left. You don't get to come back and be surprised.
Her mother's voice was almost gentle.
Eat your bread.
That night, Iris woke to singing in the lane.
Green gold fields, the harvest comes.
She knew the tune before she was fully awake. The voices were low and patient, going up the lane toward the field, and the words came clearly through the open window. They have laid him in the furrow. They have laid clods upon his head. Lanterns moved past in slow procession. At the head of the line, 2 men carried something on their shoulders. A long bundle wrapped in sackcloth, the size of a man. She did not go outside, she had promised. When the singing stopped, the silence that followed was not the silence of a country night. It was the silence of something listening. In the morning, the Scarecrow in the backfield was not new. The same straw, the same posture, but the burlap face had been restitched, and the mouth was set in a thin, familiar line. Her mother was at the kitchen table when she came down. Her face was wet. She was smiling.
He went in the night. He did it himself. He was always good at his work.
Mum.
He took your place, love. He told me he would, if you came home.
She reached across the table and took Iris's hand. Her mother's fingers were dry and cold.
He always was a careful father.
Iris pulled away and ran to the back door. The corn was already turning, faster than corn should turn, the green going to gold under her eyes. At the far end, the Scarecrow watched the lane with her father's posture, her father's shoulders, her father's mouth stitched into the burlap, smiling a little, the way he had always smiled at her when she was small and would not eat her bread. Behind her, her mother said,
"Tomorrow we'll cut the last sheaf. You'll carry it. It's only right."
Iris thought of how thin her father had looked this past year, how carefully he had folded his hands, how long perhaps a thing like that took to arrange. She turned to run. Her mother was already standing in the doorway behind her, holding the corn doll and the saucer of salt, smiling that same wet-faced, patient smile.
"Don't, love. You'll only tire yourself. The lane's been walked, the stone's been salted. There's nowhere a thing of this field can go that the field doesn't already know."
Out in the lane, the lanterns were coming back. Iris could hear the singing without trying now. Closer, almost a welcome. Bridget from the post office, Gareth from the farm. Voices she had grown up with, coming up the path with their hands cupped around little flames. And in the field, at the far end, the Scarecrow moved. Not much, just enough. The straw shoulders settled, the way her father's used to settle when he had something to say and was waiting for her to be quiet. The burlap face turned by a degree toward the back door where she stood. Her mother pressed the corn doll into Iris's hands and folded Iris's fingers shut around it. Gentle, the way you guide a child who does not yet know the way.
"Tomorrow,"
her mother said.
"You'll carry the sheaf."
Beyond the hedge, the singing reached the gate. The Scarecrow lifted its head.